Oh, I told him the story about the main car's message. Oh. Is your 3 days still in trouble? Absolutely. Oh, really? All around. That's fine.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's terrific to be here in Spokane. For those of you in the gate area that are sort of wondering what in the heck is going on with all the media and the cameras and everything, if you haven't already learned from one of our fellow Horizon Air employees, we are having a very special occasion today, and it's the farewell to an airplane that has served us well for the last 22 years. The Bombardier Q400, the 76-seat turboprop that's just outside the gate here, is going to be making its last ever revenue flight on behalf of Horizon Air and Alaska Airlines in just the next few minutes. And so if it feels a little celebratory, that's an interesting angle to it, because really we're commemorating an airplane. The airplane, the Q400, has done a lot of good for the communities of the Pacific Northwest and beyond for the last 2 decades. But we are celebrating too. We're celebrating the people of Horizon Air that have made that airplane work, and they've made it work really, really well for over 1.5 million hours of flight time in our fleet and over 1 million takeoff and landings, safely done, I might add, over the last 22 years. And so we have a lot of folks that are sort of aviation enthusiasts here. I like to refer to myself as an av geek, so if there's any other av geeks in the room, you're in good company. And I'd like to invite up to the podium a gentleman that actually was directly responsible for many of those enhancements to the airplane. Captain Perry Salmonson is a very senior, 30-plus year captain for Horizon Air. He's been a technical pilot, an instructor, a check pilot. He's taught many of the Horizon pilots, maybe even a couple of the younger ones in the back of the room, how to fly the airplane. But a couple of his longtime colleagues are also here, and we'll talk about them in just a second. But Perry, as one of our technical pilots, has been long associated with the advancements made on the airplane in terms of the heads-up guidance system, the instrument approach technology, and using satellite-based navigation systems that have made the airplane a truly remarkable machine for serving the Pacific Northwest. So Perry, would you come up and give us some of your own reflections on the Q400?
Thank you, Joe, and thanks to all of you for being here in your aviation geekdom, for wanting to be part of this. I'll call myself a techno nerd or a techno geek. That's how I was called in the office, I think, for a while. The airplane, the Q400, represents, I would say, the embodiment of everything Horizon's been doing in my 30-plus years here, trying to make it better. How can we turn a clear weather day, how you can fly the schedule easily, now turn the weather down towards low clouds and instrument flying conditions, and you can keep the same schedule regardless of what the weather's doing. That's really what we've tried to do with the airplane, and it's taken a long time, and this is what it looks like with the Q400. I kind of think of the airplane as a Swiss Army knife. It does everything. It's amazing the amount of effort that's been poured into it. And I'm just going to say, in particular, right here, for those of my friends, maintenance and engineering, that are here in Spokane, there's a lot of all-nighters that have been pulled to make this airplane what it is. Plane was broken. It was fixed by the morning when we were doing flight test. A lot of things in flight test is unknown. That's why you test, and you're testing the corners of the envelope, so to speak, that you wouldn't normally see at a revenue flight. And we'd find little gotchas, and maintenance, we hand the airplane off to them about sunset, and we come back out in the morning, and the sun's just coming up, and they're bleary-eyed. They pulled in an all-nighter, and the plane runs like a top the next day. So this is really a celebration for those people that work there to fly something. And then, of course, for the station people, as you well know, Spokane gets a little bit chilly from time to time, and the airplane is cold soaked out there in the morning, and we worked with all of the station people. How do we de-ice the airplane? How can we handle this better, keep the doors from freezing solid shut, and keep the aircraft avionics and everything toasty inside so it's reliable come first part of the day in the morning to make it work. And that was years in the making, lots of reiterative steps to get that to come together. So for the station people that were out here, your noses were cold, some of them were gray, I think you had frostbite on them. You're out here when the crews would show up and smiling, ready to go. So thank you for what you've done. And then of course for the folks that are based here in Spokane, for both the pilots and the flight attendants, we have a long history at Horizon. Initially, this started as a F-28 base for Spokane, and then the F-28 went away. Crews had to go back to flying the Q400, and it was a few years hiatus from having a base here in Spokane, and then we opened back up again. We have the Q400 here, and so the flight attendants, the pilots, and you see them back at the Op Center or Portland Op Center at the main hangar, which is where our ground school is, and you'd see people that once they were based here in Spokane, I wouldn't see them for a long time, and then they come back, and it's like, I wish you could experience that, but as a crew member, it's like a high school reunion, and you see people come back to the Op Center every year for the recurrent ground school, and it's just, this is just one of the most reliable stations in Spokane. People show up, they're on time, they complete the flights, passengers get to where they're going, no drama. That's our goal anyway. And so thank you for what you've done here for the Spokane station. So that's all I have to say. And I'm going to turn it back over to Joe.
Thank you. By the way, doesn't Captain Salmonson sort of look like he's right out of Central Casting? He should be in a John Wayne airline movie or something. No, looking good. So a couple other employees I just want to recognize real quick. First of all, we got a couple of our fantastic pilots here. By the way, First Officer Neil Baldwin flew us over from Spokane, greased it on. Nicely done, Neil. So Terry made his final flight in the Q400 on Monday, I believe, and he was joined by his friend and longtime captain, Captain Chris Liston, who's here as well. Captain Chris, thank you. And then there's a very nice lady here by the name of Lola Dutton, and Lola is married to a guy named Alan, and Alan has been a pilot with Horizon for over 30 years, and he is our most senior Q400 pilot, our #1 Q400 pilot. And so he thought it might be appropriate that he fly the final flight, which is going to take off here in just a little while. And then he's also decided he's going to retire when he's done. So the final flight on the Q400 is going to be flown by Captain Alan Dutton. Mentioned it before we wrap up. I did want to just recognize the Spokane station. Lawrence, the station manager here, and the entire Spokane team. They do work hard. They work in often challenging conditions with the weather and so forth. This is a very busy location for Alaska Airlines and Horizon Air. They do a fantastic job with our guests, and most importantly, they focus on safety, and so we salute. Raise your hand if you work at the Spokane station. Nicely done, you guys. Okay, so it's an end of an era today at Horizon Air with the retirement of the Q400, but Horizon's got a really bright future. We have already 33 E-175 regional jets, a beautiful airplane. It doesn't have quite the Swiss Army knife feel that the Q400 does, but it's a terrific airplane. It's going to serve the people of the Spokane Valley in a real positive way for many years to come, so you'll see a lot more E-175s flown by Horizon Air. For the folks that are from the Spokane area, thank you for your support, for the media that came out. We appreciate your interest, and we look forward, for those of you flying back to Seattle, to seeing you on board in just a few minutes. Thanks very much.
A lot of eyes on the plane. You said United. What are they changing? Yep. So,
Continue with group PBs in Boston. You can join us. This is our last day of PBs, so one will group set.
See you guys on the other side.
I'm Kyle, by the way.
Creighton.
Nice to meet you, Creighton.
I work for a competitor.
But it's a big enough deal.
But I grew up in Seattle.
Right on.
I took these all the time between Seattle, Spokane, Seattle, Pullman, all the time. So it's memories to me, even though I work for a competitor.
No, it's all good though. Yeah, I've been on these things. You know, I used to work in Portland, and
Alaska Airlines doing from the one
so I'm flowing back and forth to Portland, Seattle, and on these things constantly.
Yeah, like all of our extended family.
Now, honestly, how many of you showed up to get on a flight from Spokane to Seattle and had no idea that there was anything special going on? Okay, good. We appreciate you buying a ticket and finding yourself in this fun spot. So welcome aboard. Welcome aboard to everybody. And so for you paying unsuspecting customers, this is obviously a special flight. You heard the story inside. But I just want to recognize there's some wonderful folks on board. There's probably everyone that knew what was going on with this flight would consider themselves an aviation enthusiast. And so we have some of the industry's marquee aviation enthusiasts on board this flight. So it's really special. We have some fantastic aviation media professionals on board that are covering the flight today. It's very cool. We really appreciate that. The whole celebration of the farewell to the Q400, we've been calling it the Salute to the Q400. We formed an employee committee several months ago to put together all the festivities, and they have done a remarkable job.
Yes,
so
they have.
a couple of the nice touches that committee did, you saw when you boarded today. I think you probably found a certificate, hopefully with your name on it, final flight certificate. That was the brainchild and design of Zach Gang. Zach, raise your hand. Boarded the flight, you might have noticed the beautiful special commemorative decal next to the main entry door here. That was designed by a former Horizon ground service agent, Cooper Honeyman, a second generation Horizon employee, by the way. And the seat back card, the special one that you found in your seat that has all the cool information and designs. Yeah, Cooper designed that too. He's quite an amazing guy. He works for Alaska Airlines. If you didn't catch it before, we have two fantastic flight attendants on board. Patrick in the back's been flying for a long time. Jacqueline here's got 33 years with Horizon.
Jacqueline.
Up front, you'll hear more from the guys up front here in just a minute. First Officer Neil Baldwin, fantastic pilot with a bright future with with Horizon. He might fly for Alaska. We'll see. Hopefully he flies for Horizon for a long time to come. And somebody that has flown for Horizon for a long time is our captain, Captain Alan Dutton. And if you didn't catch it inside, this is very special. I told him he's going to be the first airline pilot in history who is going to retire an airplane on his own retirement flight as well. Pretty special stuff, Captain Dutton, and thank you for all of your terrific service for Horizon Air. Okay, so that's probably enough chatter. You get the gist. We got something special going on here, and at Horizon Air we got something special going on because of the fantastic people of our company. So thank you to all the Horizon Air employees and Alaska employees that are on board this special flight. Let's go fly. Woo! Let's go fly, yeah!
Okay, ready to go, please. Place electronics in airplane mode. As the newest member of the One World Alliance, we're happy to have you with us tonight on Alaska Flight 2400, the sunset flight of the Q400.
You might have to get up for me. I don't want to get for okay. There's a white up there. But it's just sitting on your we're not full. Huh? We're not first. No, we have 3 opens. There was like 23 on this.
Oh, wait, yeah. Attaboy, Jen.
All right. They must have awesome balance.
Tonight's crew, we have Alan and Neil Arva. Jacqueline, stand by for you. My name is Patrick. I'd like to welcome you aboard. Safety is our highest priority. We appreciate your attention while we share some important safety information. Please review the safety card in front of you. It shows what to do in the likely event of an emergency. We have 4 emergency exits. To exit 4, go to tap.
I don't think she's paying attention.
No, he's not. I was trying to tell him she has to leave.
Sorry, Jacqueline, took my glasses off. Okay, we have 4 exits. 2 exits forward, 2 exits out. All exits are marked with red and white signs. And for our cabin, floor level line to mark the route to the exits. Take a moment to look around, locate your nearest exit. It may be behind you. Fasten your seatbelt. Place the flat end into the buckle. Tighten by pulling on the strap and unbuckle by lifting on the top. Keep your seatbelt fastened low and tight whenever you're seated. Remain in your seat and your seatbelt sign is on. Your seat cushion's not laid comfortable. It's a usable flotation device. If necessary, pull it up and away from the seat frame. Put your arms to the straps on the underside of the cushion. Rest your upper body on the cushion. If you're traveling with an infant, instructions for the use of infant life vest on the safety card. Flight attendants will distribute infant life vests if needed. Federal law requires you to comply with all crew members' instructions, landing signs, and posted placards. Their safety and well-being are important to us. Please support any unwelcome behavior to crew member. Smoking, vaping, using chewing tobacco, consuming your own alcohol are prohibited, as tampering with, disabling, destroying lavatory smoke detectors. There's one lavatory in the cabin. It's located up front on the right side. Help us get ready for our final departure in the Q400 by making sure your seatbelt's fastened, tray tables up, bags and large items, including laptops, completely underneath the seat in front of you. Small devices should be in airplane mode, held or secured. Sit back, relax, enjoy this 50-minute flight to Seattle.
It's going to be a good weekend.
Hey, cabin is secure.
It's going to be a party weekend. Starting with this party.
I was amazed at the closing in Spokane. I can't go This is it.
That would explain it. We got to eat. My wife has an email.
I got an email today. We'll offer you $75 or something. Like, this they didn't tell me why. No, they just said, oh, I guess I assumed that it was up for sold. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, now.
Seriously.
The cookies were $75.
That was cute.
That's funny. Yeah, we're just regular people. We had no idea what we were walking into. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Prime seat.
Yeah, prime seats look.
Captains Jacqueline and Patrick, please prepare the cabin for departure. that seatbelt fastened as you might encounter some unanticipated turbulence. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight. We've got about 15 minutes till we start our descent into Seattle. phone is close by, taking a airplane mode. Our baggage service guarantee your luggage will be at baggage time within 20 minutes on arrival at the gate. Receive a discount or miles towards a future flight. For information on connecting flights, check the monitors inside the terminal or use Alaska Airlines mobile app. Our pilots will drop the seatbelt sign when a safety cut before exiting air cabin. Make sure you have all of your belongings. On behalf of the employees of Alaska Airlines, proud member of the One World Alliance, I'd like to thank you for flying with us tonight. Also like to congratulate our Mileage Plan members for earning at least 500 miles in this flight. Visit alaska.com/mileage plan for more information on award-winning programs. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks for flying Alaska.
And from the flight crew to all of our guests, we'd like to thank you for joining us and helping us celebrate the retirement of the Q400 and the retirement of our Captain Allen, and we sent the Q out with style of first class style.
If they're not cheering on your next flight, there's a problem.
I know. I was just saying, you know, every flight now should be like a party.
Yes.
Right?
Reserve online up to 72 hours before your flight or right here in San Francisco. Try SEA Spot Saver today.